I wonder where Lawrence Talbot is tonight. Scratch babble. Good morning. Well, for me. What do you do when you wake up at 2:30 a.m. and you're still awake at 4:30 a.m.? Well, today I'm getting on the bike, grabbing some cameras, heading to the beach and seeing if I can catch a sunrise. I mean, what the hell else? It's Saturday. The body clock can be a really effed up thing. I used to work in the nightclub business in Atlanta, and I went in I was in management the last couple of years, so I'd get up at, well, I don't know what time I got up, but I had to be at work at 10:30 to sign in orders. Then maybe I'd get out of there about 4:30. If I had time, I'd run home, catch a shower, grab something to eat. Otherwise, I'd just grab something to eat. Turn around, head back into work. Work till about 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Usually about 3:30, 4. Then go to an after-hours bar, do a bunch of illegal things and stupid things, blow a bunch of money, get up next day and do it all over again. Then I decided I wanted to do radio. My first job in radio, and my job virtually 99.9% of the time ever since, has been a morning show. My first radio station was 72 miles from my house in suburban Atlanta. Little AM country station. I had to get there and turn the station on. The transmitter was off. It was a 1,000-watt AM daytime only station. So basically I got up at 2:30 in the morning after going to bed for 7, 8 years at 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. It took forever. Well, you never get really used to it, but it took me 6 months to make that adjustment. So for 24 years in radio, that's what I've been doing one way or another, getting up anywhere between 2:30 and 4. And then the weekends come and your body clock still gets you up. Sometimes I can go back to sleep for another couple hours, but I'm usually up by 6 latest. I don't know what kind of hours you guys work or what shifts you've worked or the worst shifts you've ever worked. Maybe you can tell me that in the comments. Maybe that'll be topic 1. Worst job you ever had. I'm not saying this is the worst job I ever had, but you never, ever get used to getting up at 2:30, 3:30, 4 in the morning. Never. Doesn't matter how many years you do it. But in radio, morning show, morning radio, whatever you want to call it, that's where all the fun is. And it used to be that's where the money was. But mostly it's where the fun is. So I'm heading on Highway 98 westbound. No, eastbound. Well, southbound. But eventually eastbound going to Destin. I'm going to try to set up along the Destin Harbor, see if I can get a picture or two. I left the house at 5:15. Sunrise is supposed to be 5:45-ish. Kind of surprised how many cars are on the road this early on a Saturday. The worst job I ever had was one summer in high school. Well, the 2 worst jobs I ever had were 2 summers in high school. One summer as a roofer. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. August. On top of black tar paper, 2 pair of socks, and you're still getting your feet burned through your shoes. And then another year I was like a cleanup helper dude on residential construction. So basically my job was to, at the end of the day, if there were bricks being used on the house, whatever was left just, strewn around, I had to clean up the work sites every day. So bricks that were still usable, I'd have to stack those neatly. Scrap wood and everything, I'd have to build scrap wood fires. Let me tell you something, when it's August in Georgia and you're building scrap wood fires, you wake up one morning and you go, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go into work today. Or ever again. Another bad job I had, and it wasn't that it was hard or anything like that. It was more mind-numbingly boring. I was an express driver for a bank in Atlanta. So what I did was I rode around to different bank branches and collected basically their paperwork. And I had a Maverick that I rode around with only an AM radio in it. And I'm driving around 8 hours a day with only an AM radio. Coming up on the Destin Harbor. Take a little walk. That right in front of me is part of a development called Harbor Walk Village, big hotel, bunch of entertainment, restaurants, that kind of thing. And just to the right of that big building, back towards those towers, which are zip line towers, that's the Destin Harbor, which is, Google it, it's a pretty famous fishing village, more or less. This channel takes you out to the Gulf of Mexico. It's called the East Pass. And then, if you can see it, and I'll try to get some on my phone too. On the other side of this bridge is a shallow, like sandbar area. The locals call it Crab Island. And on any given weekend day, well, and weekday too, during the season that we're in now, hundreds of boats are anchored all across that island. When I first moved here, there was one business that had a boat out there that was just for visibility, had the name of their restaurant on the side. Fudpuckers is the name of it. And in the 24 years since, entrepreneurs have seized the opportunity to put all sorts of stuff out there to make money off the people docking over there. So that's Harbor Walk Village, right across on the Destin Harbor. And that is a beautiful sky. I'm gonna go get my camera. Drone going up behind me. Beautiful morning. We already had humidity and everything setting in. And then we had rain on and off for like a couple weeks. And here comes the sun. Time to take some stills. Let's take a jog over to the harbor. All the fishing boats coming out. They all head out this time of morning. That's the East Pass. I hope the wind's not messing this up, sorry. That's the East Pass. Look at all the boats out there. All those boats, if you can see them just beyond the jetty, they're all catching bait fish. There's the Destin Harbor right there. You know, every once in a while you forget where you live. You end up taking it for granted. It's like, what the hell am I doing? That's a fun little rise to crop. Or to top. Whatever the word is. Anybody who's spent any time in Destin probably knows that place. It's AJ's. Where married men come to take off their wedding ring. Kidding. Just go. That would never happen. Interesting tan line, sir. Only on one finger. It's so weird. I'm actually down here because I could kill two birds with one stone. One is, I just love being around the harbor at sunrise. And the other is this little red building you can always see the back of in front of me. A buddy of mine owns it. It's called the Big Red Grill. He has a big red food truck. It's called the Big Red Truck. I know. And freaking awesome food. So I'm going to snag some breakfast. They actually are open all day, part of the night, breakfast, lunch, dinner, but they also prepare like box lunches for a lot of the boats that are heading out of the harbor to go fishing. And there's a couple of charters loading up. There you go. Charter, get ready. Head on out, boys. Good luck.
How you doing?
How you doing? What's going on? It's my place, my favorite place down on the harbor. It's called the Big Red Grill. Really awesome food. Howdy. That breakfast in a cup is stupid good. Oh my God. Big Red Grill. Destin Harbor. A non-paid endorsement. So good. Sausage, egg, biscuit, gravy. Mama. Alright. Don't have a lot of battery left. It's about 7:15, headed out at 5:15. This all started because I woke up at 2:30 and was still awake at 4:30. And as much as I whine and complain, about having to be up so ridiculously early, whether I need to or not, the reality is I just had hell of a 2-hour period. I could have been home in bed or hung around the house, sat in the driveway, sat in the garage, I mean, not the driveway. Could have sat in the garage And I would have missed these 2 hours. Yeah. Sometimes it's good not being able to sleep. Have a good one.